Welcome to podcast number 8, everybody. I'm Bilko.
I'm Brenny.
And as you can see, we're doing it remotely, given the new announcement. So that was, so I've said before, that was good. So everybody out there, we have to say stay safe to everybody, because that all that stuff, and yeah, sanitizer, yeah, masks, everything, right? Tonight we're going to go to the East Coast, which is through in Edinburgh. If you don't know, off of Glasgow, so the capital city of Scotland. And we're going to do Pilot Beer, the website for Pilot Beer. And I have to say, it was very
pilotbeer.co.uk.
That's the one. Is that where you bought the beers this week, Brenny?
I bought them direct. I bought them direct from them. Ordered one day, delivery, stocked up the next, and then shipped the next day. So a day and a half, order them direct to your door before 12 midday. So I can't complain.
Brilliant. I've just noticed, mate, if you had a wee bit of haircut there.
I got that, mate.
Looking good, mate. Looking good.
I don't know about that.
So, listen, if you want to find out about... Sorry, mate, sorry. If you want to find out...
number 4, you end up getting a fade and all that, you know what's going on there.
Mate, I think you should go for the Arthur Shelby.
Aye.
So you've got the website, guys. We'll link obviously throughout the video. If you want to find out about the guys in there, batter into the website. We're not going to batter on about that, but the first beer tonight, and we'll link to these pictures, is going to be a wee blonde, 4%.
I like the quite simple, just does what it says on the tin, what Pilot blonde.
Absolutely. Do you know what I love about us as well, mate? There's no procrastinating with us, is there?
I don't even know what procrastinating is, mate. Quite literally.
So, I've Bilko'd it.
Cheers.
Cheers, big man. So this is a fresh and zesty cloudy oatmeal pale ale. It's cloudy like a wheat beer, and blonde is a relatively low ABV session pint that packs in all the body, bitterness and tropical fruit flavour of a much bigger beer. An initial tasting, man, I totally get that straight away for that. Don't know about yourself.
Mm-hmm. It literally does what it says on the tin.
It does, man.
That's nice. I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying that as well. Yep. So do you think, obviously, it's cloudy like a wheat beer, obviously, in the colour, I mean, doesn't it taste like a wheat beer, does it?
Not at all, no. Very tropical with the New World hops, as they're saying. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a blonde, for what I'm used to with blondes, but they're all batshit mental, so...
Mate, we're talking about beers here, mate.
Sorry, I'm getting carried away
there. Maybe that's, I did notice, and your man for Pilot there, I mean, he was showing off. He managed to get the O with the actual accent going through it on Twitter. I was trying to work out how to do that, but maybe it's because other ones just spelled BLOND in it, like your Leffies type blonde. Whereas that's getting the O through it, so I don't know if it's maybe a blonde or something like that. But it doesn't taste like a blonde beer. You'd get like a.
Well, they're saying it's a session New England IPA before they knew what a New England IPA was.
Aye. Now you mention that immediately, I can taste. It does taste like the New Englands we've had before. I quite like this because a lot of the other ones we've had before in that kind of ilk have been quite a high percentage. Because this is coming in at 4%, man, this is well sessionable.
Without doubt.
It's totally exactly what it says on the tin, mate.
I would agree. They've named it well, and they've said exactly what it is, and you can't really disagree with it. Tropical New World hop, and it's malted oats. And then it says, this isn't a blonde or even a blonde it's a blonde. So you're right. It's their version of a New England IPA, essentially.
Aye. I do
Quite
like it.
nice.
It's not overly tropical. It's a nice balance, man.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with you.
Mm.
I'd agree with you. You could definitely session it.
Mate, I'm nearly finished this.
What? Seriously?
I've not had a beer for 5 days, mate. Which
Well,
is
I would explain it.
You're back, mate. I quite like it. It's kind of packed, 330ml can. It's just well packaged, man. I really like the packaging as well. Actually, I don't know if you've seen, but we've get some really nice pictures we took for the social media. Link to them on here. But I really, really like just the understated packaging. The only thing is, I don't think I'm going to be able to peel the sticker off for the wall.
Yeah, read the wee perforated bit.
Oh, aye.
To recycle.
Ah.
I think you can do that off and I might be wrong in that. I think maybe they're encouraging you to make it a plain can when you recycle it.
Mm-hmm. What I really like is, it's small, it packs a decent punch, but at the end of the day, it's quite small compared to, just like the way Edinburgh is to Glasgow, do you know what I mean? Obviously we're bigger, we're better, we're more Scottish, anyway, I'm only joking, lads, but
I think they would claim, I would think they would claim to be for Leith, possibly, maybe even Fife. Which, let's not forget, is where you were originally born, son.
Listen, man, I can talk Fife like the best of them, like say, man. Any more of yours rubbish and I'll smack your boss.
One thing I've got to say, looking at their website, they're very, they support the inclusion, which is an initiative to support charities, both national and local, that promote the idea of inclusivity. In all its forms. So I'm quite into that. I quite like the idea and ethos behind that, and they're sticking 5p for every can goes into their inclusion fund. So go and tip your hat to them. It's not like Fifers or it's not like Fifers or folk for Edinburgh to be giving money away. Tip your hat to them for
that. Listen, man, I lived in Fife. I've got a wee bit of that penny pinching in me, I suppose. But listen, mate, I'm generous. I'm generous, as you know, generous to your teammate. And all joking aside, but mate, that is class that they're doing that 5p a can.
Very much so.
That's really good. Mate, I don't know about yourself, but I'm ready to give crack in with this.
Go right.
So, would you session it for me? In fact, mate, you go first this week.
I'd session it. I'd definitely session it. Quite like the taste of it. Obviously going to be quite, no, I would get a 7 out of 10.
Brilliant, mate. Would you buy it again?
Definitely.
Right, sound. It's a solid start, big man. Would I session it? Yeah, I think it would be rude not to session that, man. 4%. Really nice. I could have to drink that all day. Would I buy it again? I probably would do. I quite like the talking point of the fact it's called a blonde, but yet it's not a blonde. It's their version of the blonde. I like that. Score it. I'm actually going to give it slightly higher than yourself, mate. I'm going to go in with a 7.25 on that, mate.
Which one?
So, Pilot Beer Blonde. That's a cheers. Oh, cheers, big man.
Cheers, man. Okay, so the second beer of the night is a Peach Melba Sour. And it's a refreshingly approachable sour, inspired by the classic Peach Melba dessert. Fresh peach and raspberry with vanilla and lactose, bringing delicious ice creamy sweetness. Sounds like one you're going to like, Bilko.
I'll be looking forward to trying this one, mate.
You're a bit mad for the showers, man.
I never thought I would be, but aye.
Do you know, I'm going to tell you, actually, there's a wee place. Have you ever been in that? What's it called in there? Shilling Brewery?
I've not been in yet, mate. Is it good?
Charlie Brown, it's been over a few years. I occasionally meet a couple of friends in it, boys that I used to work with. And they do quite a lot of different beers. In fact, they do hundreds of different beers. And they usually have this on cask or on draft. So it's fun to always remember that they've got that. I have to say, I don't remember it being as, I don't know if that's my lighting, but it's very, very ready raspberry, I think. But it doesn't, it looks like that on the screen, but it doesn't, it looks more orangey.
It does.
Orangey
peach as well, man.
In the flesh.
My head's went right down as well, straight away. Anyway, mate, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, I think that very tart. Oh,
I like it, man.
You're mad for that, aren't you? You love all that.
It's
oh,
the tart.
That's waiting me up the end. I was a wee bit of a slump earlier on Bilko, man.
That's aye. That's the thing, man. If you get taken out at Fitba, man, you're lying. You know, you've been winded, you a wee sniff of that, a wee taste of that, I'll sort you right out, man. No, you're right, mate. It's initially very, very tart, but what I'm liking is the tart.
It settles down. It settles down.
It settles down, and you get that lingering, that peach melba, that taste off it.
Again, I quite like brewers that do this. Basically, just tell you what it is straight out. You know what I mean? That's they're not messing you about trying to make you think it's something that's no. It's literally telling you what it is. Fresh peaches, raspberry with vanilla, lactose spring in it, delicious ice creamy sweetness. That is exactly what you get with that can.
Aye.
I'm actually enjoying it. You know, I'm not mad on the sours, but I really am enjoying that one.
I think as well, Brenny, see the way it smells, the taste is, I mean, let's not kid ourselves on that, as a big tart. It's very tart when it hits initially, but see when it settles right down, you do get that ice cream, that peach, the wee sweeties. We've spoken about it before.
It's almost came back to the peaches and cream we were talking about previously. Remember that? Actually, it sort of settles into that. It's not quite the tartness. You lose the tartness. The initial tartness is superb. And it is. I mean, it's 4.3%, so it's not a big hitter by any stretch either. Which is kind of what I like. I'm beginning to realise that some of these big hitters I can't actually remember what I'm doing for the next couple of days.
Aye. Mate, I bought a few big hitters myself recently, and it's like they're really like one or two. But mate, no, you've summed it up. I think that description is really good. What I like about these guys as well, a lot of the sours we've tried have been quite strong as well. I was a bit nervous about trying that because obviously I did a really good sour recommended for Neil for, you know, one of the, I think it was the Northern Monk, and which I loved. But that's really, really good, and it's just after that initial that sourness, tartness, it totally settles into like it's creamy. One thing I would say, the creamy, I wouldn't say the taste is overly creamy. It's more the palate, the kind of taste you're left with, if that makes sense. It's quite kind of creamy, as opposed to the taste of it. You know, I've been having a few milk stouts recently. You know, you can taste the creaminess in them. It doesn't do that, so I think it's definitely an aftertaste, the ice creaminess.
I think it's more just like, it's more like sweeties than actual, it's like more like ice cream sweeties. That's how I'm getting anyway. I don't get the actual ice creamy vibe it.
Brenny, so I think, is that your phone going off there, mate?
I'm getting, somebody's in WhatsApp. How's it going off all the time?
But no, it's fine. It's totally fine. I just heard the vibrate, mate. That's interesting about the sweeties because obviously we do like people that support the channel, they like the sub-channel. And you might remember we were talking about Ronnie O'Sullivan. Remember about with the bet. This guy had actually basically told me to back Ronnie O'Sullivan for the snooker. And as you know, Ronnie romped it. And I tell you, I came in this week and it's interesting what you say about the sweeties. I saw turned up, man. I get a wee hamper for Cornwall. It was some fudge. Get some fudge. Get some Cornish fairings, some nice chutney, apple chutney, shortbread, clotted cream shortbread, mate.
Superb.
It was a beautiful, and there was about 3 or 4 other things on there. So, Centipede, if you're watching this, big man, thank you very much. That is over and above and beyond the Call of Duty. So thanks a lot for that. And the other thing I wanted to mention as well, Brenny, now I did give you one of these as well.
Tremendous.
Ground is key.
I love that. That's superb, mate. That's really nice.
I know.
Thanks very much, pal.
So that's for Ground is Key. We'll have a wee discussion about that, and if there's a marketing for that, and we're maybe doing giveaways in the future, we might get a few of them in, because they're really good and really good quality on those as well. So yeah, if anybody's watching this, if you want to send us presents, feel free. Sorry, man, that's a bit begging, but you know what I mean. But it's good to get a wee bit of stuff back for the viewers, and listen, it is good. So cheers, guys. So thanks for that. So just to get back to it, mate, Edinburgh. Have you ever had a bad night out in Edinburgh? I was struggling to think of a bad night out I've had in Edinburgh.
No, I've no. It's a cracking city to go in. I used to work in it, so I was in it quite a bit. The vast majority of people I worked with were brand new as well. Totally different. We're totally different, like, sort of cities. But I don't think that's a bad thing, personally. I think it's nice. Difference is nice. And it's culturally different. And I could bore you with my whole theories about why that is and everything else, but I'll no bother, because obviously I don't want to be falling out with everybody for Edinburgh. So, but I know. Listen, big Yanahan, that was the contact that I had. I used to work with Yanahan through Edinburgh, so thanks for the merch that you never got as Yanahan. That was brilliant of you. So cheers, Yanni. Take a day off, you get. But anyway, we appreciate the past delivery, if nothing else, and the free delivery. He gives a code for free delivery, so we shouldn't mock it too much. I mean,
that's 75p you owe me, man.
You'll have had your tea, I take it, aye.
Mate, listen, if you want to call me a fifer, but mate, see what you're saying. It's like if you're going through for the rugby, I would take me back, mate. I had many good nights down at La Belle Angel, mate. Don't know if you're through there. Had some cracking nights in there. I remember going to drum and bass nights in there. Unbelievable good nights. Back in the days, you can get down the meadows as well. After your after party, down the meadows for a wee carry out on the Sunday was a bit of a tradition. And in terms of Leith, I've got a couple of really, really good mates. I'm not going to name them, but let's just say the guy that set the firework off at Lockfine in Inveraray, he lives in Leith. Read into that what you will.
My brother lived in Great Junction Street for years, and Ferry Road, round about that area, so I'm reasonably familiar with Leith, I know. I wouldn't say I know it well by any stretch. I wouldn't say I know it as well as walking about the pubs and the side of Glasgow, put it that way, but look, then again, do you know what I mean? It's where I've lived. But I've not had a bad night out in Edinburgh. I always had a cracking night out.
And I know we always have a bit of banter and all that, and there is a bit of banter because obviously Glasgow being the #1 city, etc., all that stuff. But however, all joking aside, man, we do love our people in Edinburgh. A lot of good friends over there, and the banter is what makes it. When they come to Glasgow, I like to think that we look after them. And when we go through to Edinburgh, they definitely look after us. So aye, man, it's been good, man, over the years. So, mate, you want to crack on with the scores on this bad boy?
Your turn. I scored first last time. So would you say it?
See, this is one of the ones now, because I feel, and now that we've been doing this for what, a couple of months now, I'm like thinking, right, could I actually session a sour? I love the taste, but you can't really session a sour. So for me, no, I can't session it. Nothing against the beer, because I absolutely love it. Would I buy it again? 100% buy that again. As I can actually think of a few people I know that would like that beer, and I would recommend it to them. So I say, just because you don't session it doesn't mean it's not a nice beer. Score wise, It's going to be difficult to do the scoring. Baxter obviously just came in the background here as well. And you mean, man? And you? Oh, he's away back out again. The scoring's going to be difficult because the Sours have, in my opinion, been outstanding in the podcast. So again, I mean, a bad score for me is probably around about a 6.5. So I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10, mate.
Nice one. Would I session it? No, quite obviously, because I'm not really into my Sours. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would, because I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a really nice beer. And when I was in Shilling the couple of times, what I sort of done was have one of them and a wee sort of third, or a wee, because they had it in draft, so you could get it in like a third or a 2/3, the same way a lot of places do. And I had a wee third date just to cleanse the palate, just before trying something else. It worked really nice. So I'd buy it again, definitely. And score-wise, I quite like it. And I'm going to give it a 7.25.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. I think that's a cracking beer, as you say, just to share a lot or enjoy and reinvigorate, isn't it?
The interesting thing is all these beers are sweet 330ml dumpies, which when we're sitting doing this is a lot easier than tanning the big bad boys that we've been doing. You can barely speak at the end of the 2 hours of recording, you know. It's quite refreshing to actually have a beer that you can just have a conversation with and not actually feel that drunk. I mean, that's a 4% and a 4.3%. So obviously a bit milder than what we've been having, but they're both lovely beers. Really enjoyed both of them so far.
They are, mate. Listen, man, I'm going to give you a big cheers on that one as well. Cheers, big man.
Cheers.
So we've got beer number 3 tonight, which is again obviously Pilot beer, and it's an amber jam. Just looking at the website there, I actually found it a wee bit difficult to navigate the website, but Brenny kept me right. When you go in there, obviously there's a wee drop-down menu in there. So the amber jam is taking a slight detour from the lighter side of the beer spectrum with this belter of an amber ale. All the dry hopping you'd expect from a pale, but with a troop of malts smashing jammy biscuit and caramel notes into the fresh, fruity hops, stupid faces.
I feel like that.
I like that.
I do.
Love that description.
Actually, as a pointer, their Twitter feed, I don't know if you've ever followed Pilot on Twitter, they're quite funny. I quite like their self-deprecation. They're quite good. And they're quite good at dismissing shite reviews, which I quite like as well.
Oh,
that's quite dark for an amber.
It's very dark.
It's lighter in the flesh than it is on the screen, but it is dark.
Oh, yeah, isn't it? Cheers, big man.
Cheers indeed. Well, there's plenty of fruit in that. I see what they're saying about the jammy biscuit and the caramel.
Oh. Oh, it's definitely, I can feel the toffee, man. Oh, stupid faces, indeed.
You're not happy. You know.
The thing is, you know yourself, mate.
I'm actually enjoying that.
That's for me as coming back to the old school ones again. When I look at the colour, I don't know if that's a psychological thing with me. I'm looking at it on the screen, I see it's dark, and I'm thinking that's going to be an old school job. I would definitely say it's definitely not on the light side.
I think quite the fruity hops, fresh. I think that quite fresh and fruity. I'm enjoying it. What percentage is that anyway? Hold on. 4.9. I thought we'd moved up the scale a wee bit.
Aye. I don't dislike it.
You're just not decided yet, are you?
I think, mate, as soon as I see the word pale, as regular viewers will notice, mate, I'm like, I
Well.
don't, it smells like it definitely smells like in fact, see when it settles down, mate, aye, you do get that malty biscuit, you do get that kind of malty biscuit actually taste off it as well, the caramel,
Jammy
as it
biscuit.
says.
Jammy biscuit with caramel. I find it quite fruity, I've got to admit.
Think so?
I find it quite fresh and fruity. I'm not getting so much of the biscuit and the caramel, but I got that initially, but I'm now that it's settling down, I'm getting the fruitiness. I quite like it. I've got to say. I'm liking it that much. I'm actually trying to work out whether I'm going to go, because obviously I scored the peach melba quite high for a sour.
Are you talking beer of the night already with us?
Potentially, I'm enjoying that. And again, it's not my usual style that I prefer, the amber. But I do like it.
I see, that's the thing. I associate an amber ale as being a wee bit lighter than that, if that makes sense. But they've made a point of saying that on the description. Tell you something as well, you can't go wrong. I know they're 330ml cans, but you can't go wrong. $2.70 a can. Good price.
Well, the 12 cans we got, I think we're less than 40 quid. Delivered. And we got the £5. We get the £5 free delivery. They waived that with a wee code, which I'm not going to share because I've not been given the authority to share. But I'm pretty sure if you contact them,
you can WhatsApp me it, mate.
Obviously.
But no, that's good. See the fact to do that wee kind of thing as well. Just if you give them, I mean, I don't know about you. If you interact with these places, obviously you're not going to take the absolute mickey and go like that. I want this. I want that. I want that. I want this. But see if you interact with them.
Most brewers will.
Yeah.
If they've got the time. Remember, a lot of these places are one-man bands, or only a few folk working, so they're operating. I mean, look how bad we are with social media. You know what I mean? You can't expect people to do everything. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, true, man. True. Aye.
Well, I mean, you're doing it as a hobby, something you enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Well, in fact, when you read the backstory for Pilot, your man says he was sitting in an office 5 years ago and decided that was that he's had enough. He was just bored out his mind, and he decided that he was going to. And when you read it, the first person he's phoned was his dad, his partner, who were all dead supportive. So I support any organisation like that. Do you know what I mean? Or anybody that's striving to do something they want to do for the love of doing it. And when you add in the inclusion and everything else that they're doing, listen, as far as I'm concerned, they're producing decent beer, man. Good beer, good prices. The vast majority I would drink again so far. I mean, that's 3 beers. Every one of them would hit different spots, but I would drink more of them. So, what's no way like? Do you know what I mean?
They are good. The ethos behind them's really good. And in the interest of, obviously, we try and be as impartial as well on here, as you know, mate. And I'll always be impartial as possible. And I do really like these guys. I had a wee look, as you do, to see if there was any other content out there about Pilot Beer on YouTube. And I found a few wee bits and bobs. I really like what they're doing as well, mate. Again, I'm psychologically scarred. As soon as I say pale and stuff like that, there's maybe just a wee thing that goes, but it's a palatable beer, mate.
Psychologically scarred by pale ale.
Mate.
I think there's plenty of things you can be psychologically scarred by, but pale ale's no one of them, mate. So I've known you a long time, man. I've never known that you were psychologically scarred by pale ale. Plenty of other things, but not pale ale, man. Jeez, oh, God's sake. That's to the next.
Shut it, man. Sorry, man. I'm taking up your beamer here, man. I take my pale ale very seriously, mate.
You've got an absolute. Yeah, I've got an absolute. I mean, for some reason you've just got it in your head that you don't like it. despite the fact that nearly every one you try you like.
And that's the thing, man. I've got all these bloody brewers and people contacting me. I've got one you like. You see, mate, it's a wee bit, what do you call it? I've double bluffed them into.
Aye. They're just trying to make you like it now.
But no, mate, this is really good. I'm going to. You want to crack on tonight with your score then?
I'll go ahead. I'm going to, with a session, yes. I like that. Maybe a wee bit strong to be going mental with 4.9, so you're a wee bit in the further. But I could go. I reckon I could probably get a good go, as you know.
Aye,
would I buy it again? Obviously, if I'm going to session, I'll be buying it again. And I'm going to mark it. I'm struggling now. Because what I said, I'm going to get a 7.5. This is my favourite beer so far, isn't it?
Brilliant, mate. Great scoring, mate. So for me, would I session it? No. I know that I've jumped right in there, but I'm not going to session it. Do I need to justify it? Probably not. Would I buy it again?
You're psychologically scarred by it, I think. I think you're going to get your mind by it.
This is, man, now you've mentioned that the power people that give them bad reviews, I'm not going to lie. You know, would I buy it again? I wouldn't buy that again, mate. I'm sorry. In fact, I tell, listen, if it was Claret and Amber Jam, I might buy it again. Right? But if it was, but listen, I wouldn't buy it again either. Now, score-wise, for me, it wasn't as strong as the blonde or the peach Melba sour. So, but it's, I tell you something, mate, all joking aside, I don't dislike that at all. I actually quite like, listen, look at that. I've nearly finished it. You know what I mean? So I'll give it I'm actually going to throw a new decimal point into the equation tonight, Brenny.
For God's sake.
I'm going to give it a 6.9 out of 10.
Oh, that's all right.
So that's a decent score. So, guys, Amber Jam.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hi, mate. So, can you tell us about anything that's been happening when you get into boozers and stuff like that since you've started doing the podcast, mate?
I've loads of folk asking me about what my favourite beer is and whatever else. And, you know, I've not really got... I thought I did have a favourite style, which I always thought was Pilsner. You know, like obviously Augustiner. You know how much Augustiner's my go-to beer. Constantly buy it, and I always will, I think. Always will. But I think I go with the seasons. I'm at the moment when I'm getting into my bog standard boozers, I'm drinking stout. And even last night, I was out with my man last night, the other night, and I went into Coal Ship, and I had a couple of pints, two-thirds. I actually got them in two-thirds because I didn't fancy a full pint of the Black Isle Porter. But it just seemed, the change of the autumnal season and stuff, it just seemed right, you know? But it's me going to stout rather than my usual Pilsner. But that shows you how they're chalk and cheese. They're not in any way similar, but it just shows you how your favourite beer could be anywhere in between and anything at that moment in time. And that's why I think you can try some other stuff. The amount of people I know that have only ever tried what they're drinking in front of them for the last however many years, they've not tried anything else because that's what they want to do. And I suppose it's like anything, habit. It's like breaking the habit, trying new things. And trying new things is what keeps a variety in it and keeps the ability to do it in some ways, you know?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, mate. I'd agree with everything you've said there. Just to go back to Black Isle Brewery, I mean, that's obviously plays close to Cook's Graphics heart. I mean, her dad's boat used to be docked at Cromarty, which is right in the heart of the Black Isle up there, and they do some nice ones. That's definitely one we should be touching on. Also, all the suggestions we've had with a giveaway, we're definitely going to try and work our way through a lot of them with some cracking suggestions from people on there as well. But mate, it's interesting what you were saying there. See about the, see for example, with food, for example, obviously it can be very seasonal. You know, you'll get your certain vegetables, certain meats at certain times of the year, and that's a great thing about what I'm finding about this craft ale. Like yourself, mate, I was drinking bloody, you know, I'd walk into a pub and I'd see what was on draft and had all this. I'd have, let's just say, for example, you know, there'll be all these different heavies, for example. and I would get like a pint of Foster's. Nothing against Foster's, right? But you know what I mean? I would just get it because it was probably the cheapest, or I never thought anything about it. The great thing about craft ale, I think, mate, is that you get out it what you. I'm beginning to realise this. You get out it what you put into it. So you find your what do you call it, your tastes. You find your wee niches. And again, like yourself, you know, I love a nice in the summer. I love a pilsner. I never thought I'd like a sour, you know, like a rhubarb and custard beer, or you know what I mean, or an orange zest beer, a Windman, aye, or a, do you know what I mean, or an OFSO 13 or whatever. But that's the great thing about it, mate. And I tell you something, I was getting a wee bit of peltering because obviously, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I struggled to hold down that Imperial Stout, and probably losing a bit of craft ale points with the community on that. But that was my honest reaction. But then the following week, when we done the Burning Sky, absolutely loved the porter, which isn't a million miles away from it. So it's just all about finding your niche and that kind of thing, if that makes sense.
There was a big difference between that Impy Stout that you were drinking and the porter that we were drinking. And a lot of that was down to the alcohol content. And let's not forget, we were drinking a full one ourselves. I mean, this is the difference with doing it remotely. You have to drink a full one yourself, whereas when we were doing them in your flat or in your house, we're sharing them. And it was a lot easier. There's no lie, because let's be honest, the banter, that's a lot easier than just having a crack. It's a lot easier than doing it this way. But the big difference is that we're doing it this way. So we need to do it. And so you're having to drink full cans or full bottles of beer that you're probably normally not going to want it. So, but if you don't want it, sink it. Just don't bother with it. There's no point drinking something you don't want to drink.
Absolutely. The good thing about our channel as well, mate, is, you know, majority of times, man, we drink it all, don't we? We bloody drink everything. Obviously, we promote responsible drinking, but we drink it all, don't we?
Of course we do.
And if you're watching this, any of the other breweries out there that we support or that, listen, if you want to produce a wee 330ml can, just change your entire canning process for Bilko and Brenny's podcast, all right?
Send us a few. We'll pay for them so we can be impartial.
Right, bud.
Okay, so beer number 4 of the evening is an IPA. And according to this, a pilot IPA packed with a range of malts, oats and wheat, plus a carefully considered yet liberally applied selection of the world's finest hop varieties, foraged from the 4 corners of the internet. Well, that's good of them. I quite like the fact they're honest about it. Good on them. Right, so this is an IPA. It is 6%. I quite like that can. That's my favourite can.
I was just thinking about the can. The can's class, isn't it?
That's class. I like that. It's my favourite can of the evening. And they've all been quite nice. But that's my favourite. So let's see how it goes.
I like the way this pours, this one, mate.
You.
Cheers, big man.
Cheers. I'm liking it.
Yes.
I'm liking it. It's
oh, yes. Can definitely taste the extra oomph in that.
When you're talking about the alcohol content, you're up there the 6%. No, to be honest, that's probably the first thing I tasted. But it's really well balanced. It's not in any way, shape or form unpleasant in the slightest.
if you were to take my initial thoughts, see everything that was good about that blonde earlier on, that's like the upgrade for me. That is like the, we'll take it up there one or two notches.
A wee notch up.
Aye, really like it. Balance, spot on, Brenny. But it's not. I love how they call it an IPA. I'm actually really liking what the description of all these beers, because a lot of the times you get the beers and you've already tasted it before you've drank it, with the description on it. But with these guys, there's an ambiguity about the way the beers. It's just called an IPA. I like that, mate. Really like that.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, the only thing I would say, I mean, obviously it's 6%. You know, I might be on the journey to the moon if I sessioned it, initial thoughts, but that's definitely for me anyway. That's up with the beer. Well, that's got to be the night for me so far. Anyway, oh man, I really like that, man. I just like the whole. It was interesting what we're talking about there during our wee kind of non-review bit, and we were talking about how you just get given what was in front of you, you just accepted that as a beer. I see if somebody went like that to me, here, taste that, Billy. Right, no worries, tasting it. I'd go like that, taste it. How would you describe that? It's an IPA, and that is it, isn't it? If that makes sense.
That is an IPA.
Aye.
To be honest, the more you drink it, the milder and the sort of more balanced it gets. It's no, there's no any over hopped. It's no over hopped. There's no. I actually, I'm surprised at the strength of it, because the initial taste I thought it was quite strong tasting, but seeing how it's sitting, very very balanced, very tannable.
That's very tannable, isn't it? Can I feel I can feel my kind of my face turning redder as we speak at this one, but mate, that's it in a nutshell. You did the initial taste does obviously compared to the other ones we've had tonight. Obviously there is a wee bit of a bump up in the ABV, but that's exactly it, man. That is well tannable, man. That's a great description, isn't it?
Right,
Do you think you'll see that on Untapped? Tannable. Well tannable. What
I really should have some sort of app that isn't Untapped. We should design some sort of app so that you can remember when you're like a barcode reader, My Fitness Pal or something. But no, you know me, I'm Untapped. Who cares?
Listen, mate, it's like one of the ones, isn't it, man? I mean, we're just real guys, man. We just plagiarise from all parts of the internet, don't we, when it comes to looking at these beers. One thing we don't do, mate, is we don't any words that we utter are our words. You know what I mean? We don't just look at other people and go, oh, I'm gonna start using these fancy words and all that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I wouldn't even know fancy words anyway. I wouldn't even know fancy words. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Quite cloudy in it. Looks a lot cloudy on the screen than it actually, and it's quite cloudy actually on Aye.
I think its body looks exactly as you'd expect for
an IPA.
You're actually getting up to dipper strength there. I mean, that's 6%. Some of the dippers don't have to be that strength.
Yeah.
And there's no way that you would know that. But strength-wise, I'll qualify that after seeing the initial taste. I was like, oh, you could tell, but he probably never let it settle because I couldn't get it in my gullet fast enough. But I'm well happy with that. They're not too hoppy, not overly hopped. To be honest, it's a sessionable 6% beer. It's very, very quaffable, very tannable.
Oh, it's very, very tannable, mate. What I also like as well, mate, is I'm going to try and explain this to the viewers here when I take a drink. And I apologise, you know, my complexion here, but I'm going to try and explain something here. I like the way that the froth just slides down the side of the glass there. I like that.
The glass.
I'm sure there's a description for that, but I don't care what the description is. I just like the way it does slide down the glass. I think that's just summed up perfectly, the name of that, an IPA. It's not like, you know, it's not overly tropical, it's not overly heavy, it's not overly light. That's a really nice, really nice IPA. Hats off to Pilot on this one, man.
Fruity, hoppy and juicy IPA. Definitely. And I would say that's my beer of the night so far.
Aye, and it's a beautiful can as well, as you said, mate. I love I'm just actually going to show the top half of the can here, so as you can see the colours and that. And it's a beautiful, mate, and that's a beautiful, mate, me and you, we think alike sometimes.
Aye, we do. Not that often, but sometimes.
Aye, we don't actually. So, big man.
Whose turn is it?
Well, I think it's my turn. So on this is an IPA. Would I buy it again? Yes. 100% buy that again. Would I session it? Again, no, I'm not going to session it. If you've watched the channel before, you know my reasons for not sessioning it. I'm not going to session a 6% thing unless it was unbelievably good like the porter was. Score of the night, this is easily my beer of the night so far. Very impressed with this one. Literally does exactly what it says on the tin. Literally an IPA. If somebody was to go like that to me, Bilko, what's an IPA? I'd be like that. Pilot, an IPA. You try that. So I'm going to give it, mate. I'm going to give it a high score, big man.
Yep.
I'm going to give it a 7.9 out of 10.
A 7.9 out of 10?
Yes. 79%. If you're degree scoring, almost a first class honours, mate.
Okay. So for me, with a session, I would be right up for trying a session on that. Would I buy it again? Aye. Of course I would. And score-wise, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. And that's my beer of the night.
Aye, agreed, mate. Fucking, mate, sorry for my...
You don't need to say much. It's a fruity, juicy, hoppy IPA, which is going to be tannable.
Aye. Cheers.
Cheers.
Just to get back to tannable, mate, it's like, there's probably different versions of tannable. Is it tannable? You've got normal tannable, then you've got pure tannable.
Aye.
That is pure tannable, man.
Pure tannable. Definitely. Well,
as they say in Edinburgh, oh, you have tanned it, haven't you? Is it a barry? It's a barry. It's a barry.
Like say.
So we've got another beer from Pilot Beer, which is a North Sea Stout.
Again, I quite like the packaging. I like the can on this.
Yeah.
I also like the ABV.
The ABV, will come to that in a second, big man, because let's not kid ourselves on, big man. This is a big hitter.
But very big hitter.
Leith's heritage as a prominent historical shipping port and gateway to Scandinavia inspired them to infuse this robust 10% impey stout with North Sea water and licorice. A full-blooded leviathan with briny salinity, bringing balance to the dark roast malts and sweet licorice. Without further ado, big man.
Aye.
That was lovely, man. Now, while I'm pouring this, I just want to get it out here. I wasn't expecting that Imperial Stout. I wasn't a big fan of. So I'll be honest, I'm shiting myself here, big man.
Hey.
because it's a big hitter, this one, and it's also, but what I like about it is 3:30, it's dark, innit?
Well,
Cheers,
I'm to
big
you,
man.
Heath.
Cheers, big man.
What's happened to you? Aye, cheers. What's happened to your Heath? The heat on yours?
I don't know, mate. It's probably the way I'm pouring it, mate.
You need a job in a bar for a couple of weeks, man. Just to let
I
you
know.
know.
Right. Cheers, big
Right.
guy.
Cheers. Oofed.
Now that's me like it, mate.
You enjoying it, eh?
I like it. I like that licorice all over it.
I'm getting a lot of coffee for it, even though it doesn't stay. I mean, but it's an impy stout, so I'm getting a lot of coffee for it. I'm not really getting too much licorice, but
I'm actually getting the. I don't know, mate. I don't know if I'm getting quite a bit of saltiness, and maybe that's compensating the saltness and the licorice. Maybe a wee bit of sweet and sour there. It's definitely got a bit of the coffeeness. I can feel that, the burntness.
maybe it's just aye.
I think the coffeeness in it for the surely that's maybe the dark roast malts, mate. That's a belter in it, man.
I'm enjoying that, eh?
That is.
That's nice.
Dare I say it? That is restoring my faith in Imperial Stout.
Really?
Oh, aye.
That's a big statement, Bilko. Big statement.
Using my vast knowledge of Imperial Stoutness.
All 5 year pride.
Yes. That the thing is, though, now you know what to expect, and that makes a big difference in it. It's with the knowledge.
I think with that, the initial culmination of flavours, it settles very quickly. Look, it's a bit overwhelming the first. So the reaction you kind of had with the last one that we did, when you weren't fond of it at all. But who was that with? Was that
I think was it Baskeland? And I think there was a lot going on. There was far too much going on.
Let's go. It's a Bassland. No experience, but that's a point.
It was.
But
with that, it's like, again, when you're looking at what I really like about it is Leith heritage. It is a predominant shipping port. You know what I mean? A gateway to Scandinavia. Obviously, Scandinavia, fantastic place for beers. I like the fact to call it an impy stout as opposed to an imperial. Licorice, mate. I mean, I love licorice. Again, maybe because it's a bit sweeter than the kind of coffeeness. I love that description. A full-bodied Leviathan.
Briny.
Oh, aye. Mate, there's definitely saltiness.
I'm getting it. Aye. The roast malts. The dark roast malts. I'm mistaken. Well, it's not mistaken. I just say that's coffee.
That is coffee. That is coffee. I can honestly say that is the best Imperial Stout we've ever done on the channel. Out of the two of them.
The only two we've done. It's the only two we've done. I think it is, isn't it? Bassland. What was Burning Sky? Was Burning Sky a porter?
That was a porter. Aye. Mate, it was almost as if, though, the Imperial Stout gods were against me after I panned that Baskerland one. I think I gave it a 3.5. But because everywhere I looked online, you know, I was on Instagram and everywhere I seen Dom's, Bruce, everybody was drinking Imperial Stout after it. It was almost as if they were like that. Oh, Bilko, you don't know what you're talking about. But that's a triumph.
Well, as long as you're enjoying it. As long as you're enjoying it, son.
definitely am enjoying it, mate. And another reason I'm enjoying it is it's been a couple of weeks since we've done this, mate. And obviously I like getting a wee beer with you. Know what I mean? A wee sharer, 330ml can. Perfect.
Perfect indeed.
I'm just going to jump in here, mate. Obviously we've got a lot of things coming up. Plans afoot for, I think we're going to try and squeeze in a wee Oktoberfest special. We might record a few wee bonus brews over the coming month. Obviously, we've got the giveaway. If you're watching this on Friday night, thank you for entering the giveaway. It's much appreciated. It's been great to get the feedback on the additional brewers. I'm just looking out there, guys like such as Sam Kipling, Horace Hippo. Good wee plug for a wee beer shop. Never catch us giving any plugs to wee beer shop. Obviously we do, we love them. Rolling Sausage on there entering it. Yes, Coots Graphics wanted to enter it as well. I was like that to Coots Graphics. Bolt.
Oh, well, if you want to, she's entitled to apply like everybody else. I'm going to be applying.
And you, mate, if you imagine that. And the winner is Brenny.
The winner is Brenny. He's your money. He's a beer. I want a t-shirt. He's a law.
Yeah.
Did you say it?
Aye, love that. So, Sam Kipling. Our friend Ian. Sorry, mate. Our friend Ian as well. Both of them, their favourite brewery is Brewdog. I was expecting a few noise at ones on there, to be perfectly honest. It's too late by the time you're watching this. By the time you're watching this, you'll probably get about an hour, but it's not too late. If we see your comment is on this before 9 o'clock on the 25th of September, you will be entered into it, just like all our subscribers, and we will be giving away £50 worth of quality beers.
Your choice.
Absolutely. What I will say is there's been a couple of nice ones we've been turned on to there as well. It's going to take a while, but we will get around to that, big man, won't we? We will be taking
anybody wants us to review their beers, or anybody wants us to a specific brewery, we're up for it. I mean, there's enough breweries in the world that we can keep us going for a good few years. Do you know what I mean? Forever. Let's not kid ourselves. So let's. We're also getting a wee package from Denmark. That's been posted today. So we'll need to be reviewing that in the next couple of weeks. So Bruce already knows that. He's already been showing me off all the ones that he's sending over. So hopefully we might even get away with that once the restrictions have eased a bit, so we can date in company. And even if we can't date in company, maybe get a guest in and review ways. So. And
has Bruce been giving you all the connotations of pale ale to satisfy my palate?
Exactly. Italian Pilsners, you name it. Oh, honestly. 80 shillings, he's done an 80 shillings.
Brilliant, man.
I need to actually wait and see what it is. I've hardly spoken to him because I've obviously been in my own stuff going on. But aye,
listen, Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, we know you've been doing your house up. Not a problem, mate. All right, not a problem, big one. Yep. Can I get another wee, just while we're enjoying this Impey Stout, there's a couple of our supporters, a couple of people that like us, Overtone Brewing have finally put glasses on their website.
Whoa.
You know where Brenny's address is. You know where Brenny's address is, Overtone Brewing, all right?
Get a couple daft up.
Yeah.
Get a couple daft up.
Yeah. Mate, listen, I'm going to spring something on you, big man, all right? I hope you don't get annoyed. By the way, before I do that, how good is that?
You're loving it, aye? You're taking your time, mate.
I love it, mate. Mate, it's a 10%. Of course I'm taking my time, mate.
I'm going to be honest, I'm actually blown away by that. It's really nice. It's really nice for what it is. It doesn't taste like a big hitter. It doesn't. It's got a lovely tannable, sort of quaffable, very coffee mildness to it. I could easily wake up with one of them every morning. I'm being honest, I could happily wake up with one of them every morning. Rather than my espresso. Ten man of him. Don't you go your gosh. That'd be crack.
Aye, so big man, I was going to, sorry, I was going to hit you up with this, right? So if you're watching this video, we're probably going to release some of the beers to people that we know watch the channel for the Oktoberfest beers. And what we're hoping is that you buy the Oktoberfest beers as well. And if you send us a pictures of you drinking the beers, we'll give you plenty of time to do it. And we'll get you on the video drinking your beers, the same beers as we're doing for the Oktoberfest. If you can be bothered giving us a would you say shit, would you not buy it, with marks out of 10, we'll put that on as well. What do you think of that, big man, for an idea?
That sounds like a good idea. Right? It does sound like a good idea. Best place to get your Oktoberfest beers, I would imagine, is going to be Wee Beer Shop and Coal Ship and Ali Arms are doing them, I know. They're doing them at $4.60 a bottle, but no carry prices. I'll try to negotiate earlier on, but they're not. It's all the same supplier. But I had one last night. I'll actually send you the photo yet. Did I send you the photo yet?
Aye, you did send me the photo yet, man. I was raging, man. I hadn't had a beer for 4 days.
Look at this. Look at this.
Actually, I thought you were in Beer Halla.
No, it was early arms. I was just out and about. As you do. Relaxing, taking time out, as you do.
A couple of things as well, mate. Obviously, with the new lockdown restrictions, it's never been more important to support your local. If that's your restaurant, if that's your local pub, you need to get your reservations in. These guys are spending a lot of money and a lot of time setting up the social media, their phone lines, etc., to make sure that you're in on time, you're out on time to protect everybody. There's something you just can't beat about going down your local for a pint or a bite to eat or, you know, or whatever, you're a pastry, you go to the bakery, you go and buy your, you know what I mean, like the Newlands Bakery, all these kind of places. If you're walking into a place and you want to, you know, into your art, there's places, they're spending loads of money doing it, so there's never been a more important time to support your local. We're going to be supporting a local by the time this video goes out. We're going to be supporting Coal Ship. And we'll have also picked up our cargo as well from probably Weird Beer Shop. And then we're going down, where we go again?
Go to Cali.
Oh my goodness, man. I am drooling at the thought of this.
Murray, BYOB. BYOB.
So that's a great thing as well. A lot of these places you can go down, you can take your bevy, you can take it from there to the restaurant. That's just phenomenal service. And also places like the Croft Bar. You know, what is it? The Thornwood, Brenny?
Thornwood, Mark running that tight ship. Mark's never out for TV now. He's on every channel with it. He's the lockdown aficionado. His Twitter feed's brilliant. Thornwood Bar on Twitter. Follow it. Cheers you up. Good guy, good people. Delivery service as well.
If you're watching this, you know that we are the lockdown craft beer aficionados. All right, so I don't know who this guy is, man. I've got beef. I've got beef.
Oh, yeah. I know you get beef, boy.
Oh. So, mate, are you ready?
Yes. Would you say shit? I think one of these tells you everything you need to know. I'd say shit on a Sunday morning. There you are.
Right.
I'd say shit on a Sunday morning.
Listen, I think, mate,
That's a Sunday morning session.
Mate, can we go joint here? Would you session it?
Sunday mornings, aye.
Brenny sessioning it. It's a no from me. Would you buy it again? That's an outstanding yes.
Yes.
So, I'll let you do the scoring first on it, mate.
All right. So I had my beer of the night was the IPA, an IPA, sorry. But I'm enjoying that much. It's now going to be that. And I'm scoring at an 8.5.
Brilliant. Brilliant score, big man. An IPA was really, really enjoyable. Can I just say, man, see the way we've done it tonight, big man? For me, it's everything that's right about drinking and everything that's right about craft ale. And for me, the taste is superb. And that is 100% my beer of the night, mate. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 as well. Hats off to Pilot Beer, man.